quick update for you. Hopefully you've seen my last video or two where I picked up my lovely new Blackstar IHT 40 Club amp and some other bits and bobs, pedals and things to go with it. There's going to be quite a few more videos in that series. At the minute I'm just providing this update because I'm just waiting on some new cameras to arrive. I found limitations. The camera I've been using is a Panasonic Lumix. It's been brilliant for everything I've done so far. I say brilliant, it's been very good for everything I've done so far, but I found limitations on trying to zoom close up in. I tried to do a detailed video about the Blackstar amp, looking at all the features and controls on it, and I spent quite a lot of time recording and putting it together. Only when I got through to editing and seeing the video on the screen, how you'd see it, I realised that the focus wasn't great, and this particular camera, whilst it's served me proud, it's not really up to the job for these things. I'd already ordered the cameras anyway because I'm hoping to have more than one camera set up going forward, so I can do perhaps some hand close-ups for playing videos and also better quality of imagery for videos like this. So keep your eyes open for these videos coming on the channel. I'm going to do a few videos on that beast. As I say, I'm going to re-record my video of looking at all the controls, front and back panel on it. I'm also going to play it and run you through it. I'm also going to cover all the other stuff I got from the shop as well at the same time as getting that. I bought a selection of floor pedals, effects pedals, which I mean things like this. This is a MXR carbon copy delay pedal. I'll describe all the different pedals I've got in detail in separate videos, but that's the type of thing that I'm talking about with floor effects pedals. I do have already a floor multi-effects unit, a Boss ME80, but I think I mentioned earlier that doesn't work very well in terms of the connections in how I want to use it with that amp, so I use that as an excuse to treat myself to some new pedals and gear. So I've got, I think, I've got that pedal, I've got a chorus pedal, I've got a boost pedal, which is something you normally use if you want to just raise your volume level temporarily to play a solo or an important part in a song. I've got an individual separate tuner pedal, which is really good. That's not an MXR, that's a TGI. And I've also got a TGI power unit to power all of those effects pedals as well. And they're going to be connected up to a wah-wah pedal, which I already have. That's a Dunlop JP95 wah-wah pedal. So I'm going to run through all of those things individually and explain what those pedals do for your sound and how you can use them to your benefit if you want to do that. I'm going to also probably feature setting them all up in a way that works for me with my amp. There's loads of different ways you can set these things up, but in terms of setting them up, I've also got, excuse me, this guy, which is, it's basically a rack that goes on the floor. It's by a company called Pedal Train, and it's going to allow me to attach all my floor pedals to this, so that when I want to go and play, I don't have to lay them all out and wire them all individually. I can leave them set up on this, all wired up, and then just plug this in, connect it to my amp, and away I go. So that's going to be part of the features as well. But for now, rather than doing it in a poor quality way, not that the Lumix camera's poor quality, as I say, it's been okay for me up until now, but I found the limitations. I'm going to try and take the quality a little bit better on the channel, because if it's blurred out and the focus is rubbish, then you're not going to be able to see it properly, so there's not a lot of point in me doing it if you can't see it. So I'm just hanging on for those. I've been expecting them all week, they haven't come yet. Hopefully early next week, fingers crossed, they'll be here. I can get them set up, spend a little bit of time figuring out how to use them and make slightly better quality videos so that you can see more clearly what I'm doing. So that's where we're at now. Apologies for the delays. In the meantime, whilst you're waiting for these videos to drop, always enjoy.